Disclaimer: the following is not a rant on Zack Snyder, Henry Cavill, or fans of those two. This is an observation of a certain trope and how Man of Steel does it the worst in my opinion. Thank you. What's up, everyone? Looking back on action movies that feature characters with superpowers, city battles are, well, bound to happen. Maybe there's a MacGuffin in the middle of the city and the fight between a hero and a villain has gotta happen. Or the villain acquires powers when they're in the city and a rampage occurs. Or the villain is just a monster and wants to obliterate. Yeah, it's no question that cities are the most popular settings for battle scenes. There are qualities that work for the city battle. For one, cities are pleasing to the eye. I mean, look at these photographs. It looks great to be there, and being able to fly, climb buildings, and fight someone in this area, it is a fun spectacle. What else works for it is that the stakes are high. Cities are highly populated, and there are people in danger all around the hero. So the hero defeating the villain and saving all those citizens, it's triumphant and leaves you with a good, optimistic feeling. There are city battles that take it the wrong way. Sometimes the battle is completely avoidable. Okay, the 2007 Transformers movie, the Allspark, this magical cube that can transform anything technological into a robot. So this thing is extremely dangerous in the wrong hands, and one of the army guys suggests, how about we hide it in a city and wait for the Air Force to pick it up? What? No! The Decepticons want the Allspark and they will crush anyone in their path to claim it. And you want to hide it in a major city? They should have taken the Allspark far away from a city. Jeez, all that carnage, they could have easily dodged that. So this city battle was the fault of both the villains and the heroes. That's where you start to lose me. The reason for the battle to be in a city is so contrived and the heroes go along with it. Sure, the battle has spectacle, but that's really it. Destruction is another factor in city battles that we are a bit guilty of. If the victims are only inanimate objects like cars, buildings, trains, then it doesn't feel too bad when we see them go kablooey. Power Rangers does this all the time when they have their giant battles in the abandoned building district. Go all out, there's no harm. And in some movies, preceding the big city battle is the everybody evacuate sequence, where people leave their homes and cars so the giant monsters and superheroes and villains can duke it out without a care in the world. Sometimes we like seeing destruction, but we're also, especially nowadays, more conscious about collateral damage. Kaiju movies do this too. A giant monster tramples over buildings and we see people get hurt or even killed. It's meant to be scary, and taking place in a city hits harder because we built those cities. They're products of mankind, our intelligence. It's the monster directly challenging us humans. What's more, a city is also somebody's home, part of their life. So when a villain trashes the city, that adds to the chaos and makes them more, well, villainous. So collateral damage can showcase how devastating the villain can make everything. But when the heroes do collateral damage, it's framed as either not a big deal or it's play for laughs.
Sorry, Bumblebee!
Dude, someone worked their ass off to pay for that car. That's not funny.
Superheroes cause a lot of collateral damage, and we don't want to get our butts sued.
Or do we? No, I guess not.
I think we're so used to the expected mayhem of city battles, when you look back on the ones that don't have a lot of damage to them, it's pretty funny. My favorite example of this is Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Goku has acquired his Super Saiyan God form, and now he's ready to tackle Beerus, the god of destruction, the deity who can destroy planets by snapping his fingers. The two start off in a city, and there is not a single scratch on a building. It's fine, no damage whatsoever. And then the two fly to a safe location and continue fighting. Thank you. City battles don't necessarily need to have destruction to be fun to watch. You can still have spectacle and good fight choreography, and a good story for the fight scene to factor into. And what I really appreciate is heroes trying to mitigate the damage in city battles. Show concern for civilians, try to save as many lives as you can. You are a hero, and you gotta prove that.
No! Don't do it! The people!
There's a big difference between city battles in kaiju movies and city battles in superhero movies. Kaiju battles, they're meant to be all-out brawls, two giant monsters clashing, so yeah, damage is there, we're guilty of that, we want to see it. With superhero movies, there is a moral core to it. Rescuing people is way more important than seeing a building collapse. So here are the key points in making a great city battle for superhero movies. The stakes are high. Use that suspense to add to the emotion. Put us on the edge of our seats. Pleasing spectacle. The fight needs to be engaging and pleasing to the eye. If you're gonna do destruction, make sure it's only done by the villain. They're the threat the hero needs to triumph over. The damage should be used to show us how monstrous they are. And the hero needs to show concern for the people. This is the main character. We should be behind them. We should support them, love them. If we have no connection to the hero, then the battle's gonna lose us. And with that said, let's dissect the big city battle in Man of Steel and why it's terrible! But first, a brief recap of Man of Steel leading up to this moment. Planet Krypton has been destroyed. General Zod and co. get a homing beacon on Earth, which has been unknowingly activated by Clark Kent. Whoops. Zod and co. invade Earth and try to terraform it into another Krypton with two separate machines, one in the Indian Ocean and one in Metropolis. Superman destroys one of them, and the second is about to be sucked into the Phantom Zone after wrecking a portion of Metropolis. Okay, now let's start with Superman arriving on the scene. This is where it really goes sour. Instead of trying to steer Zod's ship away from the city, he uses his heat vision to blast it in the inside, which causes it to crash into 3 buildings!
Are you stupid?
With Zod having nothing left, he vows revenge against Superman, and will do everything in his power to wipe out the human race. Looking at the key points, are the stakes high? Yes. Zod is as strong and indestructible as Superman is, and he is the most dangerous person on Earth. So the stakes are high. Is the spectacle pleasing to the eye? Hell no! Man of Steel is an ugly movie! The tone of this movie is so upsetting, moody, depressing, and that goes double for the city battle. I hate watching it. A bleak series of carnage going on and on. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
All right, stop! Stop, that's enough!
Is the damage done by the villain? Yes. And the hero. Superman is embarrassingly reckless in this fight. Instead of trying to lure Zod away from the city to fight him elsewhere where no one can be hurt, he keeps the fight contained in the city. Zod even tackled Superman into outer space, and our hero threw him back down into Metropolis. And save for the very bitter end of this fight, Superman shows no concern for the civilians. He doesn't look like he's concerned. Take this bit for example. Why did he jump over it? Stop the truck! You knew what would happen! And he doesn't even react to the parking garage collapsing, he just stares at it. What's confusing about this fight scene is that it's framed as both horrifying and cool. It conveys how destructive Kryptonians are when fighting each other. The people are terrified, there's nowhere to go, no place is safe. But at the same time, it wants us to be pumped for it. Yeah, look at that building go down! A lot of people were probably in it. I don't feel too good now. This fight is a wake-up call to how city battles can overdo it. I'm not having fun watching this. True, Zod is mostly at fault here, but Superman should be way more responsible. There's a part where Superman is at the peak of a skyscraper. Zod is climbing up towards Superman to get at him. You'd think Superman would take this chance to grab Zod when he reaches the top and fly him elsewhere. But no. He flies down the skyscraper and clashes with Zod, which causes, you guessed it, more destruction. I think everyone in that city would hate Superman. This is their first impression of him. He fucks up so much, but everybody calls him their hero, their savior. With exceptions, I'm not saying that Superman in this movie is evil, but he is an idiot! What some people overlook about Superman is that he is intelligent. He can find the right solution to any situation. He can save the day without taking a life.
It ends today. Ends without a single loss of life.
And speaking of which, let's get to this. At the end of the fight, Superman holds Zod in a lock, and Zod uses his heat vision to try to obliterate bystanders. And he won't stop, not until Superman does the dirty deed if he loves these people so much. And Superman, probably without thinking at all, snaps Zod's neck, killing him. Yeah, what a triumphant, uplifting finale. I feel so much better and hopeful after watching this Superman movie. And there are so many ways around this. Fly Zod out of there. Shield his heat vision with your own arm. It won't kill you. Tell the bystanders to run. Why did they just stand there? Superman should not take a life. He should prove that we're above that. There is a better solution. And no, I'm not giving this a pass because of Superman 2. I don't like it there either. A common defense of this movie is that this Superman is still learning. He's not there yet. I see where they're coming from. But the thing is, This is the end of the movie. By this point, the main character needs to shape up and accomplish a certain goal. And this isn't just any other character. This is Superman. And when it comes to Superman, you really need to give it 100%. After killing Zod, Superman does feel bad about it. But this is never, and I mean never, brought up again. This doesn't disgust him to the point where he vows to never take another life. In Dawn of Justice, he keeps doing it, including Zod. Again! Looking into later movies, he never becomes Superman. No charming personality, no high intelligence, no well-meaning small deeds, and no speeches.
I'm not anyone's judge and jury, Professor Baxter. Definitely not an executioner. My powers don't put me above the law.
I see the anger in you, but the truth is, you don't hate aliens. You're scared, terrified of them, even when they're not there.
We're still a young planet. There are galaxies out there, other civilizations for us to meet, to learn from. What a brilliant future we could have.
Yeah, 3 movies, 3 long movies, and this Superman never gives a speech. Darkseid's evil puppet who doesn't even blink when killing prisoners, oh totally. But a genuinely good person who will save a cat from a tree and give an uplifting speech showing us how we can be better? Nah. This city battle is the worst in my opinion, and one of my most hated Superman moments. Everything I hate about city battles is here, caring way more about the destruction than the people, the fight being avoidable when the hero steps in, and they end up making it worse. If this was an original movie, I still wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't hate it as much. The fact that this is based on Superman, that's what sealed the deal. Thanks for watching. Sorry I sounded so angry in this video. This topic has been on my mind for a while now, and I wanted to get it out there. Which city battle do you think is the worst? Let's keep the dialogue going. Till next time.